gledalke, dragi gledalci, pozdravljeni v Paradi plesa, edini oddaji v plesu na slovenskih televizijah. Naša ekipa vas za uvod v novo sezono pelje v deželo dolgega belega oblaka. Ki ora, Slovenci in Slovenke, uživajte ob novozelandskih plesnih energijah. Osnovni razlog, da sem odpotovala tako daleč na drugi konec sveta, seveda ni bil novozelandski ples, pač pa obisk moje hčerke Tereze, ki se je s fantom Žigo odločila, da Nova Zelandija postane vsaj začasno dežela, kjer se uresničujejo sanje in realizirajo ideje. V mesecu in pol bivanja na Severnem otoku sem seveda imela dovolj priložnosti, da vam v naslednjih minutah poskušam približati novozelandsko plesno sceno, ki se v mnogočem prav nič ne razlikuje od naše. Recimo, da se s plesom aktivno ukvarja 16,8% populacije stare nad 16 let, 22,6% seveda ženske populacije tedensko pleše, ples je na 6. mestu najbolj popularne športne aktivnosti med pacifiškim prebivalstvom Nove Zelandije, na 6. med Maori in Azijci in na 8. mestu aktivno plešejo Novozelandci in Evropejci. V številkah pa to pomeni, da 630 tisoč Novozelandcev od 4 milijonske populacije raje pleše, kot igra ragbi. A začnimo na začetku, pri plesu, ki takoj asociira na Novo Zelandijo in na katerega so vsi zelo, zelo ponosni. Haka ples seveda, ples starodavnih Maorov, ples življenja, duha, moči, vojne. Aucklandski vojni muzej skrbi za to, da haka nikoli ne bo pozabljena.
So traditionally haka was used primarily by men but also women to really put the fear into oncoming enemy, and it was used really successfully, not just in pre-colonial times, pre-European contact, but also after that. So in World War I and World War II, Māori became really well known for haka on the battlefield. But haka is a bit more than that. It's an opportunity to protest, to talk about topics of the day that are important to Māori or to that group performing the haka. And it's a really important part of who we are as Māori. But in terms of performance and dance, it's much broader than that. Not just the haka, which is perhaps what people might know us for. We also perform other types of performance like action songs. So that's when the hands are used, the shaking of the hand, the wiri, or what we call the wiri. And again, those songs cover a myriad of topics. Māori were an oral people, so the way in which we conveyed our culture, our genealogies, our histories, subjects of importance to us was all done through orally, either through performance or through speech. We're surrounded by rhythm. You would have seen the poi, which is a natural beat for us, and it helps us keep our rhythm when we're singing our songs and performing, and so we're used to rhythm, and dance is just an extension of that rhythm.
Ambasadorji plesa haka so tudi All Blacks, ki vsakič pred tekmo odplešajo znameniti borbeni ples in z njim poskušajo omehčati nasprotnika. No, če boste sedli na letalo kompanije Air New Zealand, ki je tudi glavni pokrovitelj All Blacksov, pa vas bo namesto običajne demonstracije o varnosti na letalu pričakal kar plesni videospot. Novozelandska domišljija ne pozna meja, pa čeprav se zelo rada spogleduje s plesno umetnostjo in tradicijo Anglije. In v pretekli zgodovini z vsemi plesnimi trendi 20. stoletja. Ko je prišla daljnega leta 1926 na uspešno turnejo, Ana Pavlova je pustila svojim umirajočim labodom vpliv na celotno baletno sceno. Kraljevi novozelandski balet je močna in mogočna institucija, katerega krmilo je z letošnjo sezono prevzel Italijan Francesco Ventrigiglia. Balet danes sestavlja 32 mladih baletnih plesalcev in med njimi je tudi Hrvat Damir Emrić, ki je uspel priti do angažmaja kar preko poslanega videospota. Z obema sem se pogovarjala pred svečano premiero triologije z naslovom Salute v St. James gledališču v novozelandskem glavnem mestu Wellington, kjer domuje kraljevi balet.
I saw Royal New Zealand Ballet in New Zealand like an amazing occasion. So it's an amazing country, a nice company with a lot of young talent. So I said, yeah, why not? Why I cannot try? And when the board chose me, I was really very happy. And I was in Moscow, and I said, yeah, I just go in Italy, I prepare everything, and I will come. And after 2 months, I was here. My job is to program the future, so the ideas for 2016, 17, 18. My table is full of ideas and full of, dreams. And because these companies really immediately jump in my heart. And with these dancers, with these artists, we share the same vision, the same commitment, the same dreams. We have, for the first time in New Zealand, Billy Forsyth. And with Billy, we decided to program here in the middle, somewhat elevated, because it's the first time he come in New Zealand. So it's great for the New Zealand audience to have the opportunity to see such a masterpiece of Billy Forsyth live. And after we have Alexander Ekman with Cacti, is another amazing piece, and even Alexander come in New Zealand for the first time. What is really very important is the balance between the tradition and innovation, because you cannot go in the future if you don't embrace the past. So how much is important to know the past, how much is important to perform the classical repertoire, to build new form of dance, new vocabulary, to approach new choreographer. If the dancers come from the right classical repertoire, they can dance everything. We are a Royal New Zealand Ballet, so around the world, I think there are just 6 or 7 Royal Ballet, I don't know exactly. So obviously, I push my dancers to have a nice, high standard each day, because we are a national company, so we represent the ballet for New Zealand.
Za 2-3 dana sam se već bio osjećao da smo svi zajedno i ko mala familija, i to je druga stvar, nije ogromna kompanija, ima kompanije, ja sam plesao u San Francisco Ballet i to je 80 plesača, ovdje je nas 34 i tako je da je i koreografije, toliko različitih stvari radimo, od dosta modernog plesa do klasičnog i sve između, da je super ko plesač, da ima drugčije žanre plesa. 8 sedmica radimo na baletima i onda radimo prvo u našem gradu i onda idemo u 6-7 različiti i stalno nam je drago da idemo. Do kraja turneja ti počne želimo ići kući, ali svaki put kad novi dođe toliko se raduje što ideš. Malo je različito ovdje zato što imaš svaka 2 mjeseca možeš da odlučiš da napustiš ako želiš. U drugim kompanijama kad potpišeš kontrakt inače moraš da završiš svoju godinu prije nego što možeš da otiđeš u drugu kompaniju ili šta god želiš. A ovdje je napravljeno da im samo moraš dati 2 mjeseca do znanja i možeš da napustiš.
Premiera Royal New Zealand baleta je za prebivalce Wellingtona vedno posebno doživetje. Spomin na prvo svetovno vojno, tako imenovani Anzac Day, ki ga praznuje vsako leto 25. aprila, skupinam da možnost, da pridobijo sredstva za izvedbo predstave. Bitka pri Galipoliju je tako vsakič znova vizualizirana na svoj način, brez simbola rdečega maka pa tudi ne gre. Koreografa Andrew Simmons in Neil Jeremiah, ki je tudi ustanovitelj skupine Black Grace, sta se prav za predstavo Salut vrnila iz Evrope, kjer občasno domujeta.
There have been some great choreographers from New Zealand who do some really strong work, and I'm proud that people like my work and that people feel the way they do about my work. But I'm still learning, and I want to continue to grow and to continue to make work that touches people. I think my work's good. I like it sometimes, most of the time. I think it's very rhythmic, it's very physical. I also like to move a lot, so I don't like it to be still. So, but then also there are moments when there is just complete stillness. So I don't know, everything, this, that, some of that.
I'm from New Zealand, and so I've worked here with this company a lot. So this is where I have sort of developed my voice as a choreographer and my sort of movement, and so I really enjoy coming back here. And it's very the dancers are very responsive to me, and we get along well, and so it's always a fruitful time. I'm using the language of classical ballet, and so the dancers are learning the same steps in New Zealand as they are in other countries, in Europe and America and Asia, and so we have that as our base, and then we go from there. I think of myself as a New Zealander, but not a New Zealand choreographer. I don't think that I say anything about New Zealand in my movement. I hope that it's universal.
Wellington je za razliko od Aucklanda umetniško mesto, kjer domuje tudi ena najstarejših sodobnih plesnih skupin, in sicer Footnote. Ustanoviteljica Deirdre Tarrant, energična koreografinja, ki pri svojih 70 in še nekaj letih kipi od energije.
Footnote was a company that never was a company. It evolved from my dancing overseas, not in Slovenia, but I spent quite a lot of time in Yugoslavia, and I taught in Göteborg in Sweden, and trained at the Royal Ballet in London, and so came from a really European ethos, if you like, or philosophy in terms of my discovery of contemporary dance. Came back to New Zealand when my oldest child, who's now 42, was a baby, and really came home to have babies, because the wonderful thing about New Zealand is the wide open spaces, the beautiful blue sky, everything that we've got today actually. Plus I thought I really want to have my children where my family are in the whānau. And so I came back, and I could only work at either the Royal New Zealand Ballet was actually the only thing I could do. So I had to be the ballet mistress or a choreographer. I choreographed a number of works for the ballet company, sort of in a contemporary style, in that my main training contemporary was Merce Cunningham, and I spent quite a lot of time with Alwyn Nicolai in New York. So I was very interested in dance as it evolved beyond the body, if that makes sense. When we first started, there was really no contemporary dance in New Zealand. And how do you define contemporary dance? I mean, there's modern ballet, and the ballet company here have done sort of triple bills and some contemporary, but it's not what most contemporary people would technically say was contemporary. It's not generating movement organically. I suppose you can take the very simple thing, which is that contemporary dance is generated by momentum and impetus and concept, and ballet is very often generated by narrative, maybe an abstracted, but still quite firmly lodged in experience. Our technical reputation is high. The dancers who come from this country are well known worldwide for being open, for being able to task, for being able to contribute, for being willing to go someplace uncomfortable. Certainly the contemporary dancers, and we're turning out some very, very good contemporary dancers. And there's a lot of, we have a Choreolab project in January every year, which has been going for 10 years. There's a lot of international people who come to New Zealand in summer. I think we sit quite well, but I think it's very, very expensive to tour. We don't have the opportunity to take our work away. Unless, like, we'll take our German work to Berlin next year, but it's very specific, and because of the cost, it tends to be very connected to where the work came from, not like a global tour of Singing in the Rain or something like that.
Za plesno sceno, za izobraževanje, pomoč pri nastopih, turnejah, financiranju skrbi organizacija imenovana DANZ, Dance Aotearoa New Zealand. Združuje vse, ki si želijo pomoč, ne glede na plesno zvrst. Organizacija deluje tako v Wellingtonu kot v Aucklandu, pokriva pa seveda vso novozelandsko sceno že 22 let.
We are a service organisation for the dance industry. anyone can be a member, and membership is an interesting thing. Actually, our membership is more about whether you want to receive the magazine or not, or whether you want to advertise on the website. So, for example, we have 8,000 people in our database, but they're not all members. And also, the people that we help through providing resources are not necessarily members of dance. So, membership is not necessarily what we cover. That would be the first thing. So we are here for the whole of the New Zealand dance industry and the whole of the New Zealand dance sector. Any dance group would apply for would come from Creative New Zealand, the Arts Council, and it has different ways of funding different areas of dance. So if you were contemporary dance and professional, you would be applying to their different funding streams, whether it's a quick response through to if you had sort of client funding, let's say 3-year funding, you might go onto their what's called a kahikatea program, the pine tree, it's got a Māori name, and then the highest program would be the totara program, which is a very, very tall native tree in New Zealand. It stands up above everything else, so that's the concept behind that, and that would fund companies, and indeed it funds dance. And gives you, I suppose, some security that you're going to have ongoing funding for, let's say, 2 or 3 years. But also, in terms of community, funding from the Arts Council is devolved out to local authorities or city councils and district councils, and small community groups can apply for small grants to help them in what they're doing in their local community.
Unlike any arts organisation, you know, it's always a difficult balance trying to produce the work on unlimited funds, but I think this system seems to be working for companies. At least they can plan ahead a couple years in advance. But, you know, as you alluded to before, there are a lot of freelance people who just put in for project funding. So they may get, you know, $10,000 to do a season, you know, once a year, if that. We do have a huge range of dance here, and dance is very important to people in New Zealand.
Plesalcem in plesalkam je dana možnost, da se izobražujejo na domačih tleh, čeprav si velika večina želi v svet. A možnost študirati tako srednjo baletno šolo kot šolo za sodobni ples in folkloro ter nadaljevati študij na univerzi ni noben problem.
We have 3 higher education programs of dance in Auckland itself. Auckland has a population of 1.5 million, so it's the largest city out of 4 million of the whole country. So as you can see, the concentration of dance is quite high in Auckland, but we have the University of Auckland offers a dance studies program. We have a tertiary program called the Unitech program, which is a full-time dance program focusing on choreography. Wellington, of course, has the National School of Dance, which is called the New Zealand School of Dance. And those are the main training institutions for dance in New Zealand.
I know there's some great things going on in dance in schools, but in the secondary sector, dance a few years ago was declared the fastest growing subject in senior secondary school in New Zealand. I guess that's because it was, along with drama, the newest subjects, and so they had a long way to grow. But that was really exciting that students at secondary level are taking dance and wanting to carry on with it right through now to scholarship level so that they can then get through to a tertiary program. Even though it's a fast-growing subject, there's still normally one dance teacher in one secondary school. And and they work often closely with the drama teacher because that's the same situation, one drama teacher. And sometimes there is one teacher who teaches dance and drama. So choreography is a really important theme that goes all the way through. So you start off by creating movement sequences to stimulate. It's probably been provided by the teacher. And when they get to senior secondary, they're choreographing dance works for other students to dance. There's a real focus in New Zealand too on Māori and Pacifica dance forms. And that is that expresses the unique, our unique bicultural nation with Māori dance, and we also have a huge Pacifica population, particularly in Auckland. It is diverse. It is. It's happening. It's exciting, and it's definitely there's a New Zealand style.
5, 6, 7, 8. What's up? We're Prestige Dance Crew from New Zealand, and you're watching Parada, plesa.
Novozelandska hip-hop scena je zelo razvejena. Navdušenje nad to plesno zvrstjo je enako kot pri nas. Vsak si želi hip-hopati. Obiskala sem eno najbolj uspešnih hip-hop skupin Prestige Dance Crew.
So for Prestige, we're all an all-boys dance crew. So our type of style is very strong, it's very masculine, it's to showcase who we are as men. So it's hard-hitting, it's got a lot of flow to it, and yeah, we'd like to use our whole body and move through the music. So yeah, we would like to make it a job. It's with New Zealand, it's a small industry in terms of the number of people and opportunities. So we definitely make it a full-time thing for us. But we also all have our own jobs, as well as some of us are studying, some of us are at university, some of us are still at high school. So it's a balancing act during the week with practices and performances and gigs and traveling overseas. So
it's been my first adult crew because I'm 20 years old, and for my teenage life I've been dancing in like little teenage groups and varsity teams. But this is my first ever formal dance crew, and I've been here for like 2 years now. And yeah, I've learned so much, not just about dance, but about life. We want to portray dance, but we have fun as well, you know. It's not something we just have to do. It's something we want to do, and it comes from our heart. Rather than just coming out of here, we actually dance from our heart. So we love to do it.
Imela sem tudi priložnost obiskati premiero muzikla Ples v dežju, ki ga je v oaklandskem Civic gledališču producirala londonska West End produkcija. Muzikal je bil na sporedu dober mesec dni, vse predstave so bile razprodane. Zanimivost pa je tudi ta, da v njem pleše južnoafriški plesalec Hope May May, sicer fant slovenske plesalke Arnike Matko Jovančič, ki je prišla kar v Auckland na premiero.
Problem je, da veliko ljudi so tako, zakaj bi si tako nekoga zbral, tako dalje. In pa tako malo ocenjujejo preveč in to jaz sovražim. Jaz ne moram videti nekoga, ki bo mene ocenjeval, glede na to, kako sem se jaz odločila. In to se je tako veliko dogajalo. Kar je moja želja, je tujina, kar se da hitro, že sam, ker se mi zdi, da sem v tej slovenski sceni že dosti dolg. Se mi zdi, da sem že tudi dosti velikih stvari sprobala in videla. In kar je problem slovenskega plesa, pa tudi se mi zdi, da plesa nasplošno v Evropi, se mi zdi, da je to, da edina možnost, da napreduješ, je to, da tekmuješ. Jaz sem postala svetovna prvakinja 4-krat, pa ja, vse sem ponosna na to, kar sem naredila, ampak obstaja še toliko več stvari, niso samo tekme. Predvsem iščem za nastope in predstave in nekaj, kar je več od tega, nekaj drugega. Ker na nekaterih mestih na svetu dobim tak feeling, ker tukaj bi pa lahko živela, in se mi zdi, da tukaj sem dobila tako občutek, da bi mogoče lahko
They both lie with each other.
They were looking for different people, so like whenever I dance, I always try to bring something different. So I don't believe in being the best in the room, because I think that if you focus on being the best, then someone else who's better will always come and take your place when you stop being the best. So I focus on being different, be something that no one else can be besides you, so that if they want your energy, they have to hire you. They can't get your energy from someone else. The reason why I wanted to do the musical is because, one, I love travel. I like going around the world, and it's a traveling show. Like, we start in New Zealand, then we go to Singapore, then we go to Philippines, then we go to Hong Kong, and then we go to Cape Town, then we go to Johannesburg, and that's 6 different places. So it's like with the traveling show, you get to see the world. It's nice, and you get to do what you love, which is performing. And yeah, like I chose this because I love performing, and also I like travel.
Arnika je bila tudi edina slovenska plesalka, ki sem jo srečala na Novi Zelandiji. Kljub povpraševanju in raziskovanju mi ni uspelo najti nobenega našega plesnega ustvarjalca, ki bi deloval na tem koncu sveta. Edina, ki je dolgo časa živela in plesala ter imela lasten klub Latinissimo, je svetovna salsa prvakinja Maša Vasiljevič, ki pa se je ravno pred mojim prihodom vrnila nazaj v Slovenijo in jo bom predstavila v eni od prihodnjih oddaj. Je pa Maša sodelovala s salso plesalko Tanjo Mason, ki nam je razložila vse o salsa sceni.
We have a lot of different dance studios in Auckland, which is great, promoting salsa, promoting other dance styles as well, which is fantastic. Whenever I go out social dancing, I see more and more new faces every time, which is fantastic. And I think it is really seen as something that's fun, exciting, and you can also get a bit of fitness out of it as well, which I think attracts people as well, because it's fun, exciting, and I get to be fit at the same time. So yeah, I think it's doing really well in New Zealand, the salsa scene. Well, I've known Masha for quite a few years now. In fact, I think it's coming up 8 years now. I met John and Masha in 2006 actually, and it was at the very first salsa dance competition that I actually did here in Auckland at the town hall. I just came with my partner. Hadn't really done much of salsa, but we came up with a routine and we were very, very excited, and we performed, and John and Masha were actually the judges that evening. And we won our event, which was amazing, but afterwards we got to watch John and Masha perform, and I was absolutely blown away.
Tudi Novo Zelandijo je zajel val navdušenja nad šovom Ples z zvezdami in televizijska hiša TV3 je v času mojega bivanja ravno štartala 6. sezono. Med tekmovalci so bili znani televizijski, filmski, novinarski obrazi, surfer in tudi boksar težke kategorije Shane Cameron, ki ga je skozi svet plesnih korakov vodila plesalka Merida Cortez.
Dancing with the Stars is more than just a television show for me. I love to be challenged. I'm probably one of the older dancers in the crew. Well, I am one of the older dancers in the crew, but I don't think that age should kind of stop you from trying to be your best and to compete to be the best. So it's more about the competition for me and the challenge of getting somebody from absolute beginner to producing something that's actually quite fantastic. And I couldn't ask for a better partner than Shane Cameron, because he has this fantastic sports mentality and drive to do really well, and because it's so far removed from his natural state that just to see him grow, to watch him progress into a dancer is just so exciting. Well, boxing is kind of dancing, I guess, in a way, but all the toes are turned in and the posture is very low here, and so trying to get him to stand up nice and tall and turn his feet out and things like that. So, we have little challenges, but I think all of the competitors have their own challenges. But as I say, I think I'm really lucky.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge for me. I've been a boxer, professional boxer, for a long time. I've been boxing for 17 years, and boxing is very challenging. That's why I liked it so much. It's an individual sport where it's not a team sport where you rely on your teammates to help you get the victory. In boxing's, if you don't train hard, you don't do the right things, you don't push your body to the limits, then you're going to fall short on the night. You ain't going to get the victory that you want. So I can't blame it on anyone apart from myself for not winning the fight. With dancing, this is another challenge for me. It goes from a very aggressive sport of boxing to something quite elegant and smooth and fluent. in dancing, you know, which I love watching. I love watching people dance, and especially people that are very experienced in their trade and applying their trade, you know, as professionals. It's really cool to watch. I go week by week, you know. I want to do my best, and hopefully the best takes us as far as we can go, you know, but I'm very realistic, you know. I'll put in all the hard yards, put in all the hard work that needs to be done, and we'll see where that takes us, you know. Have some fun along the way.
Zmaga ni bila njuna, ampak je šla v roke radijskemu voditelju iz Christchurcha, ki je vsak teden priletel v Auckland na snemanje oddaja, Simonu Barnettu in njegovi soplesalki Vanessa Cole. Televizijska produkcija je tekla kot namazana tričlanska žirija, sestavljena iz bivših svetovnih plesnih prvakov Stefani Olivieri, Hayley Holt in predsednica žirije Candy Lane je konstruktivno in na trenutke zelo odkrito komentirala šov. Za koordinacijo plesnih korakov pa je poskrbel nekdanji tekmovalec Brian Jones, ki mi je razkazal tudi nekaj za kulisje.
So it's like the first series we had, which I actually danced in. The initial interest was sort of people who were interested in ballroom, but as the series went on, we grew an audience which were sort of got interested in all sorts of things like jazz and ballet. It just brought a lot of people into the dance sort of world, you know, which was great. And I've also taught on the dance degrees here in New Zealand, and it's really great to see more and more young men coming in and doing dance as a career, which is great. A matter of the dancer who's working with them, sorting out the best attributes of their celebrity. So again, some pick it up very quickly, which is great, and you know, it can be very difficult when you've got someone who's never danced at all and is not the most coordinated person. So you just actually have to think very carefully about the way in which you approach your choreography to make them look their best.
It's hard work. And I've got my first dancing injury. I've got a swollen foot that's been attended to all day today. It's plastered up at the moment. Not so good in heels. But yeah, I'm feeling a little bit nervous about that.
But she's done very well. She's had two very energetic dances to start the show with. She did jive first week, and this is quickstep this week. So next week we're going to give her a bit of a breather.
Give me something slow and sexy.
Slow it down to a rumba.
Yes!
Well, I've never ever danced before, ever, and I've been interested a lot, because I'm an actor and it's performance, a different kind of performance, and using your face and your body to tell a story. But I was always a little bit shy about dancing. I could never really do it, so this was a good opportunity for me to learn some waltz and some tango and some foxtrot and everything, and I thought it was very exciting and I wanted to have a try, and I'm very, very glad that I did. And I have a wonderful teacher, and we've had lots and lots and lots of fun, and it's an exciting journey. It's an exciting journey, and we want to win.
I think Ben, like you say, he has his good points though. Being an actor, obviously he understands how to express and kind of, play a part, get into character. So that was the easy part, but all the technical elements of the dancing is where, he maybe fell down a little bit at the beginning.
It's a master.
Oddaja je imela v povprečju med 300 in 400 tisoč gledalci in TV3 je bil z gledanostjo zadovoljen in že razmišlja o novi 7. sezoni. Jaz pa tudi že razmišljam o novi reportaži o novozelandskem plesu, saj množica predstav, ki nastaja tam daleč, postaja vse bolj in bolj zanimiva tudi za naš način razmišljanja in dojemanja plesa. Kot bi dejal ena največjih novozelandskih plesnih zvezd, Douglas Wright. Človeštvo potrebuje lepoto in komunikacijo in tudi plesalce, ki to vizualizirajo. Prepričana sem, da ste uživali v razburkanosti novozelandske plesne scene. To je bila Parada plesa, edina oddaja o plesu na slovenskih televizijah. Plešite ponovno z nami čez 14 dni, tudi zato, ker je dan s plesom odličen dan. Kia ora z Nove Zelandije.